North of 35, this fine lady here, Backpack Sessions. My name's Gareth Harold and we're here at Ziferblat today in Manchester, UK.
Yay! Manchester, and I'm never going to get the name right. You're going to have to announce the business.
Ziferblat.
Ziferblat.
Yeah.
And we're here with Gareth, one of the owners.
I am.
There's
yes.
a couple?
There is my other half.
Okay.
Yeah. So I work with my partner.
Yeah, and we met yesterday in Liverpool at the other...
That's true.
The others, do you call them stores?
We call them
places?
branches.
Branches.
Like a tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And where are the roots at?
The roots are right here, right now.
Yeah, exactly.
We're rocking the roots right now.
We are rocking the roots. So we met yesterday because you've got this very amazing concept that may or may not come out as part of the story.
Okay.
So you can, maybe we'll just do a little bit, tell me a little bit about the concept of the places.
So let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start, said Julie Andrews. Ivan Meetin in Russia, Moscow, 2011. He basically came up with a concept of a place where people could meet. So he had this idea called pocket poetry, and he had these little plastic cards about that big. And he would place those around Moscow, and he would have an email address on the back, and they would basically be a couple of verses of poetry.
Yeah.
So if you were interested in meeting like-minded people, you would all rendezvous at a cafe or a bar or a restaurant, somewhere where you would basically have to buy a cup of coffee, and then you would sit and
buy a cake
or melon or a nice juicy plum,
yeah.
And you would have to sit, and as long as you had your cup of coffee, you felt that you could stay in the space.
Yeah.
The problem with that kind of whole psychology is that you feel obliged to buy something to occupy the space. So if you're just meeting to talk about poetry, that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
So Ivan then rented some space in Moscow. He then developed the idea of a tree house for adults. That's why we refer to them as branches.
Okay. There we go.
And he came up with the world's first Ziferblat, which is a pay-per-minute concept. It's a hangout, it's your front room, it's your shared office, it's all of those things. It's not home, it's not work, it's a third space.
Yes.
So then he expanded across Moscow, the Ukraine, and Eastern Europe, opened a branch in London, and then that's really where we took over.
So how did you hear about this?
So my partner's son emailed him and said, "Dad, have you seen this really cool idea?" He was like, great. So we contacted Ivan and said, look, we own a couple of buildings in the northern quarter in Manchester. We think Ziferblat would be really great in one of these places. So Ivan said, I'm not looking to open any more branches myself, but I am looking for partners. So we said, great. Well, we don't just want to open one branch, we want to open a lot of branches.
Yeah.
And we want to buy the licensing rights to use the Ziferblat name and the Ziferblat logo, and basically open Ziferblat across the UK and Ireland, and bring Ziferblat home to us.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. And I know that's not even going to be the Gareth story. So we're going to move on to the Gareth story.
Okay, Gareth story.
The Gareth story. So tell me a little bit about tell me your story since turning 30.
30. So I turned 30 in 2010. I had a big 80s themed party, which was quite messy. And at the time, my background is HR and learning and development, so it's very corporate. I've worked with some really big luxury brands in the UK and some household names, but it's always been big corporate businesses. So I was still doing what I was doing up until probably summertime last year, and I was working on a big project for a business I was working with, and I was on their payroll. I was a regular employee for them, and they said, can you restructure the HR department? So I said yes, and I wrote myself out of the structure. So I effectively made myself redundant.
Oh no.
It was intentional because I'd kind of come to the end of my life at that business and thought I need something new, I need something more exciting. So I took August off and I travelled a little bit. I spent some time in Italy and the south of France, and I kind of regrouped, and I came back and I was refreshed, and I was like, right, what should I do now? So my other half said to me, how about you come and work for me? And I was like, are you sure? So we've only worked together on 2 other occasions, which have been personal projects. And to say that we didn't row a little would be a lie.
Yeah.
So we had a few altercations. But we said, we'll give this a go. In a professional capacity, I will come and I will basically be the chief operating officer for Ziferblat UK and Ireland.
So that was already underway before you turned. Like, how many years has this been, this concept? With you
like
guys?
9 months.
Oh.
Yeah. yeah.
So it's not even.
No, it's not even a year old.
Oh wow. And you guys, okay.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's been as Vivian Ward from Pretty Woman would say, I'm a fly by the seat of your pants girl. So basically going from this whole kind of very structured, very scheduled, very controlled, corporate environment.
Policies, procedures.
Yeah. All of that.
To we're sitting here having coffee.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we opened our first branch at the end of January.
And that's the space we're
That's the space we're in right now.
Right in Manchester.
In Manchester,
okay. And then we got some footage of the one of Liverpool.
In Liverpool.
Okay.
So we opened that 2 weeks ago yesterday. So it's been open for 15 days.
And I met him yesterday in Liverpool.
In Liverpool, yeah.
Fantastic.
So we opened our second branch 15 days ago. But I will be opening 3 more branches by the end of the year. Another in Liverpool and potentially 2 more in Manchester.
Wow, so those are your 2 cities at this point.
Yes.
You guys are planning. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's just pure geography.
Yeah.
And, I'm Mancunian, Liverpool's a great city. It just makes sense that we do this because of the geography, you know?
Yeah.
It's easier.
It's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a 30-minute train ride.
Yeah, it's like 50 minutes in the car, 30 minutes on the train. Yeah.
Wow, so corporate ladders to taking a risk with your life partner.
Yeah.
And opening up a business, one for 9 months, and now going on to the second one for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What else has happened since the last 5 years in your life?
It was really a lot of, I would like to say not a great deal, because it's all really happened in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
So for me, it was, I was studying some freelance consultancy, so, and I loved giving the whole jazz hands and things like that when I was, at the end of delivering a session. So I liked that kind of instant gratification. That was brilliant. But you don't get as much as a rush as, I wear flip-flops for work, and, I can look like I've just been washed upon, I look like I've just been washed upon the beach, I can do that. I don't have to be anybody else but myself doing this. And it's a really great free environment to work in. I've got some really fantastic people that I work with, and we all collaborate on making this space look like it does. All of our guys are really great. They all come from creative backgrounds, or we all have creative interests, and it means that we can use their creativity to actually, build this branch into something that belongs to them. It's not, because the Ziferblat is something that belongs to its people. It's not something that belongs to, the owners of the business.
It's a community.
It's a community, yeah.
It really,
absolutely.
I've looked up on it.
Yeah.
It's a community.
Yeah.
So, do you feel that this is your greatest accomplishment since turning 30, or do you have other things that you feel are big accomplishments in your
There are
life?
2.
Okay.
One is taking a leap of faith and leaving a steady job,
Yep, I get it.
because I am a real steady Eddie. I like structure, I like rigor, I like, a schedule.
Yes.
I gave all those things up, so that was quite an achievement for me, because that, if you know me very well, you will know that I really need staples, and I gave up one of those. Working with my partner, I think a lot of people would agree that is pretty a pretty big achievement of taking that leap of faith. And finally, I'm so proud of what we have achieved here in a really, really short time space. You know, you and I are sat here around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday, and this place is buzzing. We've got people playing board games, we've got, you know, people helping themselves to the kitchen, we've got people, you know, just chilling out and relaxing, we've got people playing ping pong.
Yeah.
It's a real great place to actually just come and kick back, and we've done all this in 6 months.
Insane.
And that for me is a massive achievement. And then to go, right, let's do this somewhere else, which we've done with Liverpool. It's just
in
fantastic.
The Albert Dock.
In the Albert Dock. Iconic Albert Dock.
Yeah, in the Albert Dock on top of it. And it's interesting because I was mentioning I was going to be doing this interview today with you, and I remember the lady at the hostel said, I really would like to see that guy's business plan. And I would, not even knowing you or not knowing you, but knowing that you had said, well, the structure of stuff, I've been thinking, you guys probably put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, and, you know, because I've only ever really worked with big multinational businesses, I'm bringing that big multinational to 2 branches.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff that we do, you know, here in Manchester, we also do over in Liverpool. So we're creating this structure from the roots up.
Yeah.
Because it makes for good growth. So if we've got really, really strong roots and foundations about how we actually do things, then it just makes it very, very easy for us to actually scale that up.
Well, and then you get a nice strong core.
Absolutely.
And then you got your branches.
Yeah. And from acorns, mighty oaks grow.
Fantastic. So what kind of personality do you think you hold to get these accomplishments?
Well, I'm clearly shy and retiring.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think you need a degree of confidence and self-belief. I believe that you need a modicum of tolerance, because things aren't always going to go the way that you plan them to go. You might get frustrated. I have a very bad habit of rolling my eyes a lot. In fact,
I sigh.
You're a sire.
Yeah.
I'm just a eye roller. So my autobiography, when it's released in all good bookshops, will be called If Eye Rolls Made a Noise.
Oh, mine's called The Shenanigans of a Social Butterfly.
I love that.
It's amazing.
Available on Amazon soon.
Yes, we will.
Will be on Amazon.
We'll have another interview.
We will. But in terms of personality traits, I'm quite structured. I'm very thorough. But I also believe that you need to be fun and light-hearted. Yes, it can be stressful, and yes, it's okay to get stressed. But I think ultimately you need to have fun with it. And I think that's a really good character trait. I don't rule with my team with an iron rod. You know, they pretty much rule me until, you know, going gets tough. And I'm calm in a crisis.
Yeah.
And I think when you're setting up a new business, you are going to have a lot of crises. Therefore, you need to be prepared for them, and therefore you need to know what you're going to do.
Yeah. So the next question, how do you overcome any of your fears and negative thinking?
I think that everybody gets scared about something. Whether it be giving up a stable job to go and work with their partner and take a leap of faith, or, you know, getting on an aeroplane. I think you just have to do it. You just have to get out there. You just have to, you know, roll up your sleeves and just do it. Because nobody's going to do it for you. And if you sit back and watch other people do it, you're always going to be sat back watching other people do it. I think you just need to stand up. If you believe in it, give it a good go. If it doesn't work, what's the worst that can happen?
You tried.
You tried.
I tried.
I tried to make it work, and it didn't work. You know, you dust yourself up and you try again. But this was just such a great concept that I couldn't turn away and go, oh no, I need my 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I needed something that would allow me to be more free as a person, and allow me to, you know, really show my other skills and talents. I'm not just somebody who can stand up and deliver a presentation or a training session. I'm somebody who can create an amazing fit-out space. I'm somebody who can create a business which people actually want to come and visit. You know, finally, I'm cool, I'm down with the kids, and I never even realised I'm not cool in any way. But no, I think you just have to say, yeah, I'm afraid of this, but take that leap of faith. Because if you don't, you'll always ask the question, what if?
Well, or you're going to watch somebody else create it, and you're going to say, that was my idea.
That was my idea.
And I never took that.
Yeah.
One of my main things is living a life with no regrets.
Yeah. No regrets.
Right? At the end of the day, I would rather have tried and failed than never have tried at all.
Yeah.
Because at least I tried.
I have one what if. I wanted to be cabin crew. Is that a cliche? That's probably a big cliche. But one of my what ifs is I wanted to become cabin crew. I'm glad that I didn't, because I regret nothing.
Yeah.
But that was one thing where it's like, what if?
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah.
But this is definitely.
Do you feel like something else is driving this bigger than you and your partner? In some ways?
Yeah, because we're part of a global identity. So the roots and foundations of Ziferblat across the world, they have the same set of core values, and that's bringing like-minded people together. And that's the whole point of Ziferblat as an entity. It's a social experiment to see how people interact. And you will encounter this on your travels around the world, that different cultures interact very, very differently. As British people, we're not very good at talking to strangers. But this place allows you to, smile at somebody else playing a board game on the other table, joining in. We've got a happy to chat table.
Yeah.
And that's what we're about. We want people to come in, have a really good time, and leave and say, I had a great time at Ziferblat and I met some great people.
Yeah. So, if you could give one piece of advice to the world, what would it be?
I was talking to a friend on the way over in the car, and I said, if a higher power had meant us to bend over, they would have put diamonds on the floor. But but I didn't think that was appropriate. I would say, be yourself, trust your instincts, and just go for it. Because what's the worst that's going to happen? Most people are fortunate enough to be surrounded by people who care. Mm-hmm. And I think if something goes wrong, you can always fall back on those people. And probably the final thing I would say to people is be nice.
Wow. Yep.
Because if you are nice to others, they are nice in return. And they might not necessarily be nice to you, but they might go on and be nice to somebody else. I'm a firm believer in paying it forward.
Yeah,
and good karma.
Ripple.
Absolutely.
One of our North of 35 community says, I'm filling up my karma bank.
Oh. Mm.
Right? At the end of it, she's like, I just want my karma bank to be full.
Yeah.
When I go into the dirt, I just want my karma bank to be full.
And if I pay it forward enough, at some point when I need it, I can cash that in.
And it will. I mean, it totally will come around, and then it'll be that moment. You'll be like, this is that moment. This is why good things happen to good people, and all the things that happen.
And you create your own luck, and you can talk about the stars aligning and moons rising, all you like. I think a lot of the time, you create your own luck.
Yeah.
And if you are having a bad day, look back and go, well, did I in any way influence that bad day? Or am I just being a victim in this really crappy scenario I'm in?
Yeah.
Get out there, dust yourself off, do it, and be nice.
And you can always start your day all over again right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be.
I could just go back to bed and just go.
And rewind.
I've got messy bed head. I've just got up, everybody.
Let's do it all over again.
We do it all over again.
So future plans, you're talking about expanding.
Yeah.
So beyond the space and beyond the branches, what are some other future plans for you?
At the moment, we've just taken a trip, or rather my partner's just taken a trip to St. Vincent and the Grenadines to basically look at buying our own coffee plantation.
Wow.
We go through 25 kilos of coffee a week at each Ziferblat branch. And I don't know whether you know, but when you start from scratch with a coffee harvest, it takes around 4 years to get your first product. So it's a very long period of time. So we would need a year to actually get ourselves together, get the finance in place, get a team in place. And subsequently, Colin's son is actually going to go and run the foundation, the plantation.
Okay.
Because he has a background in developing communities and developing countries. Absolutely.
Okay,
Lives in Uganda. So we're very proud of him and what he can actually do for us. in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You know, it's not a particularly well-off country. However, there's a lot of willing, there's a lot of skills, there's a lot of investment, and it means that we can develop something which, we would have our own Ziferblat of coffee.
Yeah.
And we're our own producer, which is fantastic. And we would come under a brand called Three Rivers Coffee. And it's a fantastic opportunity for us to actually do something which really ticks all of our boxes as Ziferblat in what we want to do in society and, you know, ecologically and philanthropic.
Yeah.
You know, giving back to something. We would be creating 500 jobs, you know, for a country where work is hard to come by, and skilled jobs. So that's really the next biggest thing for us. But in order for that to actually become a viable need, I need to really get my backside moving and get some more branches open. So we plan to open 50 within the first 5 years. That's the plan.
All over the
UK and Ireland. Yeah.
UK,
Yeah.
just in like England, Great Britain, or are you going to be expanding to
Into Ireland as well. So
into the
yeah,
islands?
yeah. So we
that'd
have
be
that
Scotland and Northern Ireland.
Absolutely. So Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Southern Ireland. Yeah. So our aim is to have a Ziferblat in every major city in the UK, if not 1, 2, 3, 4, perhaps, and then all of our university towns and cities as well. So, you know, Oxford and Cambridge, for example, Exeter. You know, these are all really great places where we think that a Ziferblat community would absolutely thrive.
Yeah, and so you're going beyond just your local communities, and by possibly having your own coffee plantations global, which is going to also go, you know, beyond. And wow, that's amazing.
And it's really exciting. It's nerve-wracking. It can be very stressful, but it's really exciting. And everybody we talk to, the thing is, you know, you can start some projects and some people go, I don't get it.
Yeah.
When you talk about this place, a lot of people say, I don't understand the concept, but it sounds great.
Yeah. I get that.
And it's a little bit too good to be true.
Yeah.
And that's a really nice thing to do, because, you know, if you look around today, everybody is smiling.
Yep.
There's a real hubbub in here. You know, the music level is low. There's a real hubbub of individuals who are actually having a nice time. And, you know, tell me the last time that somebody went into one of our competitors, I shan't name any names, who came from Pike Place or, you know, our other Italian
Most people
fellows.
aren't even interacting with other people.
No.
You know, whereas here,
I mean, look around. How many people are on their phones? None. So in our vicinity right now, we can see around 30 people, and not one of them is staring at their phone.
They're looking at newspapers. They're
talking. They're talking to each
They're
other.
playing board games, interacting.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is,
with real people.
Well, and the thing is, it's not like this place is Wi-Fi free. This is a Wi-Fi free. This is a Wi-Fi zone.
Yeah, we have 100 meg Wi-Fi, which is free of charge.
But that's not what people are doing.
No, they're all chit-chatting.
It's fantastic.
It's a great thing, and I'm really proud, you know, of that. I could get emotional. I'm not going to get emotional on camera, so you know we're okay. But no, I'm really, really proud of what we've done here. And it's not me on my own, you know, it's my partner who I owe everything to. You know, it's the team, the great team I've got here, our great marketing guys, you know, my great fit-out team who work with me, you know, our great sales people. They've really all made this possible.